Hello class, welcome to Unit 8, Using Marketing Channels to Create Value for Customers. Marketing channels and channel partners. Today, consumers are used to getting what they want, when they want it, where they want to get it. Otherwise, they buy a competing product. And all of you know that's very true because each of you know exactly what you want when you go into a retail store, whether it's a grocery store, whether it's a clothing store, electronics. Usually you go in there thinking, oh, this is why I came here and this is the product I want. Getting a product in a timely manner to the consumer requires distribution channels. And this part of the distribution channel, we're going to talk about mainly the marketing channels. Channel partners are firms a company partners with to promote and sell a product. So we're going to go into those different partners through the presentation. Marketing channels, what are they? The simplest marketing channel consists of a producer and a consumer. Most products involve other parties called intermediaries, who are positioned between the producer and the consumer. There are four forms of utility or value that channels offer. So, in other words, channels are there to save time, create form, make a place, and then create ownership as well. The four forms of utility defined. So time is the availability of a product or service when consumers want or need it. You go into a grocery store, if they're out of milk, that's not a good thing if you are looking for milk. During the pandemic, when the grocery stores were totally out of toilet paper, that wasn't so good for those of us that didn't stock up. Form is how precisely a product or service meets consumers' wants and needs. Place is how easily the product or service is made available to consumers. And then ownership is the benefits available to consumers from owning and using a particular product. So this is an example of using intermediaries to streamline the number of sales transactions. So John Deere is a farming equipment company, and in order to get their equipment out there, they need to use a more efficient method than just their company distributing it out to each farmer. So in our first image right here on the left side, you see that John Deere is the only location. There's no other location that sells their equipment, and they sell to, let's say, 8 farmers, right? This can be cumbersome. Let's say if John Deere doesn't have the people to deliver these products or pick up these products, this could be really hard. And maybe, let's say, farmer number 7 lives 50 plus miles away from the store. This is going to make it longer to get farmer 7 their products because they have to also meet farmer 1 through 8 as well. So in the image on the right, you see that there's dealer 1 and dealer 2. These are what they call intermediaries. So John Deere is the main producer of the John Deere equipment, farming equipment. And then they sell it, let's say they sell it at Home Depot, or maybe they sell it at Lowe's. So dealer 1 is Home Depot, dealer 2 maybe Lowe's, or maybe it's another Home Depot location that meets these farmers' needs. So intermediaries help to get the product to the consumer in a timely manner. and a more efficient manner rather than the product coming straight from the producer to the consumer. Marketing channels versus supply channels. So this is an important slide, and make sure you remember it for any quizzes that may come up. A marketing channel is the group of organizations involved in selling and promoting goods from the time they are produced until they reach end users. Supply chain are all the organizations involved in any part of the production, promotion, and delivery of the goods to customers. Supply chain management involves constantly monitoring supply chains and refining them to make them as efficient as possible. So think of the marketing channel. That's where your intermediaries or your partners are there to help you to get your product to your consumers by selling it and promoting it. The supply chain, they can either store your products in a warehouse. They can transport your products on the different types of delivery systems, and we'll talk about that in the next presentation. But just think of the marketing channel as they sell and promote the goods. Those organizations are there to sell and promote it. Supply chains are, they could produce the warehouse that produces your product. They pretty much work in the entire marketing process, right? Channel partners are essential for marketing to achieve its objectives of having the right product in the right place at the right time. These are examples of channel partners. There's wholesalers and then there's retailers. So wholesalers obtain large quantities, store and break down into smaller units, take title to goods they own them, assume risk of selling and obsolescence. And obsolescence means when the product is no longer for sale or is off the shelves for good. Three basic types are merchant wholesalers, brokers, manufacturers, agents. Then you have the retailers who buy products from wholesalers, agents, or distributors and then sell them to consumers. These vary by the types of products they sell, their sizes, prices they charge, level of service, convenience or speed they offer. So our first extra credit, I can't talk today, I apologize. Extra credit question for 2 points. Name one wholesaler and one retailer and who those wholesalers partner with. So again, the first extra credit question is to name one wholesaler, one retailer, and who they partner with. So some types of wholesalers, we have them here. We have the full service, which stock the inventories, operate the warehouses, supply credit to buyers, etc. So you think about like, let's say, these would be either B2B businesses, maybe even Office Depot when they have bulk quantities and they sell to schools or bigger business organizations, then maybe they would be a full service. Limited service offer fewer services to their customers but lower prices. Examples: cash and carry wholesalers, drop shippers. Mail order wholesalers sell their products using catalogs and ship products to buyers. There's really not that much mail order wholesalers these days. Before, there were a lot of department stores I'm not sure if you guys know them now because I'm not even sure if they're still open. Um, I know Sears closed. Sears was one of the department stores that used to send out catalogs to their consumers that would give them their mailing address and stuff. And then the consumers would order from that catalog. And then Sears would ship out those products to the consumers. So it was like mail shopping that we do now electronically on like eBay, Amazon. That's what we do now. Other department stores that used to do this are like J.C. Penney's, um, Macy's. Macy's used to have big catalogs that went out to their um, consumers. And these are not the sale papers that you receive, like the junk mail that comes into your mailbox, and you have all these like papers of, oh, 99 cents off this or something like that. These were actual book style catalogs that went out to each person, each consumer. Rack jobbers sell specialty products such as books, hosiery, and magazines. And also magazines is becoming obsolete, are becoming obsolete. Um, you don't see many people carrying around magazines. Now you can read your magazine on a tablet or a cell phone. So brokers, affiliates, and direct sales. So brokers or agents don't purchase or take title to the products they sell. Their role is to negotiate sales contracts for producers. The most common form of agents and brokers consumers encounter are in real estate. Affiliates are people or organizations that drive online traffic to other websites in order to sell another company's products and get paid for doing so. They are usually paid on commission, can be found on blogs, search engines, news websites, social media websites, etc. So Facebook, Instagram, even now TikTok, they all are considered affiliates. Manufacturers, sales offices or branches selling units that work directly for manufacturers. So these will be the B2B settings, like big manufacturers that sell desks in bulk to schools or computers in bulk to schools. Types of retailers. We have our supermarkets or grocery stores. Um, they are self-service retailers, provide a full range of food and household products. And then you have the examples right there. Kroger, Ralph's, Stater Brothers is also fun. Trader Joe's, all of those. Drugstores, stores specializing in over-the-counter medications, prescriptions, health and beauty products, and photo developing. All of you know CVS, Rite Aid, Walgreens. Convenience stores, stores in which consumers pay for the convenience in the form of higher markups on products. So you have your 7-Elevens, AMPMs, Circle K. Then you have your specialty stores, sell a certain type of product, but they usually carry a deep line of it. So this one says Circuit City, but Circuit City, there's no longer Circuit City. That you usually have to find your electronics either at Best Buy or on Amazon or directly from the manufacturers like Microsoft, Apple, Samsung, LG. And there are more online retailers than there are physical stores. We have Dick's Sporting Goods, which only sells sports equipment, and then Barnes and Noble, which only sells books. And other specialty items too inside. They do have bookmarks, journals, tote bags, magazines. Category killer is a firm that sells a large amount of particular category of product, dominating the competition in that category. And we have, of course, Barnes and Noble took out a lot of the other bookstores. There used to be Borders, um, other types of bookstores, but Barnes and Noble was the giant that took them out. Amazon is a giant that can take all of these other, except for convenience stores. I think that would be hard for them to, unless they set up like a Amazon fresh convenience store, maybe too soon to come. Department stores carry a wide variety of household products and merchandise, and that's your Targets, Walmarts, Kohl's, Nordstrom, Macy's, J.C. Penney's. I think there's still some around. Uh, 99-cent stores, dollar stores, those. Other types of retailers continued. We have superstores, and you see those all over the place. There's the Walmart supercenters, and the reason why these are called supercenters or super targets is because they don't only sell clothing, um, maybe towels or furniture or paper products, and then hygiene products. They also sell groceries. So it's combined with food, grocery, one side, and then one side is the clothing, furniture, depending on how they set it up. So, and then we have the warehouse clubs, super centers that sell products at a discount, the Costco, Sam's Clubs. We have the off-price retailer stores that sell a variety of discount merchandise. Oh, these are the Dollar Trees, 99-cent stores, TJ Maxx, Ross Dress for Less. And then we have our outlet stores, discount retailers operated under the brand name of a single manufacturer, selling products that couldn't be sold through normal retail channels due to mistakes made in manufacturing. So you will see this in, there's Ontario Mills here in the Inland Empire, and they have a lot of outlet stores there. They have the Guess outlet, they have the Michael Kors outlet, they have the Coach outlet now. So you will see products there that are at a lower price. There could be like a stitch that's different that they didn't want in it, so they send it to the outlet stores. Online retailers, everything that sells online. Used retailers sell used products. This is used cars, used stores like Goodwill or Salvation Army. Thrift stores, pop-up stores, small temporary stores. So maybe you'll see that in malls, like little carts in the middle of the mall where they have like specialty items. Pop-up stores could come up like in a festival or out on in a park area, things like that. Non-store retailing. Not all retailing is conducted through stores. There is a growing trend in direct marketing. So live streaming, door-to-door sales. Door-to-door sales, that still happens. You see your random people coming to your door asking if you want to buy like Frontier, internet, or maybe they have like an insurance thing that's for sale. That would be the only door-to-door sales that I think of right now. I haven't seen a lot of people come to your door and say, would you like to purchase this makeup, or would you like us to do a demonstration for you with this makeup product, stuff like that. Those things did happen a long time ago, not a very long ago, but back in the day, there were people that did come to your door and say, hey, would you like to see how this vacuum works? And then they'd vacuum your floor, and then they tell you how much it is, that they could sell it to you for this much, and then negotiate the price with you. Party selling, you see that in some places where people might hold a cocktail party or maybe a dinner party, but that at the end of the dinner party, they have products that they sell to their like guests that come to the party, and that allows for the seller to get their product out there. Selling via catalogs, again, that's becoming obsolete. Selling via TV, even selling by TV is iffy for the new generations like Gen Z and Gen Alpha. Because Gen Z and Gen Alpha, you don't see them really paying attention to the TV anymore. All they're doing is mostly on their electronic devices or on their computers. So businesses have to realize that Gen Z and Gen Alpha are um, no longer interested in seeing the commercials. So they should spend their money on targeting these generations via internet and social media. Telemarketing, we all hate those, but there are telemarketers still out there. Direct versus indirect channels. So direct is typically, this is a transaction between the producer and the end user, straightforward. Whoever produces the product sells it to the consumer. A company that fields a sales force is an example of a direct channel. Indirect consists of intermediaries between the producer and the user. Some indirect channels take title, others, such as agents, do not. So these are the typical channels in B2C, and you know what B2C channels are. If you want to get 2 points of extra credit, you can explain to me what B2C means. You should know that. So there's the direct producer to consumer. Then these are all indirect. The producer to the retailer to the consumer, producer to the warehouse to the retailer to the consumer. These are all warehouses right here. Or even like trailers on trucks, shipping on ships, air freight, all of that is right here. And then of course you have your last one, which is multiple indirect channels, which is agent, broker, warehouse, wholesaler, distributor, retailer, and then consumer. Then in B2B markets, this is how it would be set up. These are the options. Another 2 points extra credit if you can tell me what B2B means. So in B2B markets, you have the direct sales from the producer to the business, or producer to the agent broker, and then to the consumer. Then you have your indirect channels are right here. Or you can have a warehouse producer to the warehouse industrial distributor and then to the consumer. Or you can have the agent and the warehouse and then to the consumer. Disintermediation. A situation that occurs when intermediaries are cut out of the marketing channels. Some companies take on the middleman's role to reduce costs and improve profits. The trend today is towards disintermediation. Internet is a facilitator of disintermediation. Disintermediation is not always cost effective or efficient. And that's true because even if you utilize the internet, and when you utilize the internet as towards disintermediation, to facilitate that, you would have to either purchase software or call a consultant, or if you're just a small business, you'd have to get the software that would be able to create a website that links everything together. And it takes time, and then it takes money, of course. Multiple and alternate channels. Marketing channels can become complex. Multiple channels can be effective, but they require channel management, understanding different target markets. Companies that work hard to try to integrate their selling channels so users get a consistent experience. Some companies find ways to increase their sales by forming strategic channel alliances with one another. So you can make channel, if you are a business, you're able to make multiple channels with partners, but to make sure that those are efficient and they are consistent with what your business is trying to produce and what your mission is and your goals. These are the alternate business channel arrangements. So it's all zigzag, but you can do any of these types. You can either use the manufacturers to the agents, to the distributors, or the consumers to the agents. Anyway. International marketing channels. Company growth requires participation in international markets. Today, there is no way that you can have a business if you're going into a big business and not be linked internationally. Like there's always a link with your business and then taking your business worldwide. Developing nations may lack any good intermediary systems. Those are things you have to consider when you're going international. Some countries have extensive distribution avenues that must be navigated. Direct foreign investment, joint ventures, exporting products, franchising are ways to enter foreign markets. And a lot of international marketing channels need to be carefully navigated due to regulations with their government and our government. So if you're a global company and you go into international marketing, you have to take these things into consideration. Push and pull strategies. The push strategy is when a manufacturer convinces wholesalers, distributors, or retailers to sell its products. Pull strategy creates demand for a product among consumers so that businesses agree to sell the product. This is an example of the push and pull strategy. So in the push strategy, as was described on the previous screen, we'll go back, is when the manufacturer convinces wholesalers, distributors, or retailers to sell its products. So here's the manufacturer is telling wholesalers, hey, you need to buy this product for this reason. And then it also tells the consumers, hey, you need to buy this product because of this reason. In the pull strategy, the manufacturer, the consumers and wholesalers realize, we don't have the product and we need to get this product. So then the manufacturer gets it to the consumer then, and the wholesaler. And then it goes around. When it's not available, the manufacturer knows about it, gets it directly out to the consumers. What are the channel functions? So they sort and regroup products, store and manage inventory, distribute products, assume ownership, take title and take the risk, extend credit and aid in possession, share marketing and other information, assure availability to end users. So just remember these words right here when maybe during a quiz. Channel selection factors. So the way a business is going to choose how they're going to get their product out to the end user is to figure out the type of consumer they're working with. Is it a consumer or a business? What are the customer preferences? What is the product that we're trying to get to our end user? Is it an electronic product? Is it food product, perishable, valuable and fragile? Then we have to think what are our channel partner capabilities? Who's the channel versus the company's abilities? And then who's the target market that we are trying to reach? So these are very important questions to ask yourself before you choose your channel, marketing channel. Other selection factors include the business environment and technology, the state of the economy, foreign exchange rates, the enabling abilities of the internet. You also have to think about competitors, their products, their marketing channels. How do competitors sell their product? Sometimes a unique channel offers competitive advantages. So let's say you're selling another brand of almond milk, right? And you're going to go against all the almond milk that's out there. Well, you're going to have to think, how do they get their product out to the end user? They use like the grocery store retailers. They might use Amazon Fresh, online ordering, Instacart, stuff like that. Those are things you have to think about when selecting your channel. Factors of a product's intensity of distribution. Intensive distribution are firms that choose an intensive distribution strategy to try to sell their products in as many outlets as possible. So this is just throwing it out there. Whatever channel, take it and sell it. Selective distribution involves selling product at select outlets in specific locations. So this would be like if you're selling skis and snow gear, you're not going to be selling that in a beachy location, right? And you're not going to sell beach products in the mountains in a snowy location, right? Exclusive distribution involves selling products through one or very few outlets. Channel power. Strong channel partners become leaders. Leaders can call the shots, getting what they want. Category killers have channel power. When you're creating a marketing channel, there could be conflict in that channel. So disputes can occur among your channel members. Maybe your wholesalers have a problem with the delivery times of this grocery store. It's not feasible with their drivers or how they're going to get it to that store. Then you have the channel members that have their own goals, which may not be shared with your organization's goals. Maybe the producers compete with channel members, like two different grocery stores competing against each other, and you're using both of them. Channel conflicts can also occur when manufacturers sell their products online. And now, today, when everything is done electronically at the tips of your fingers, you can do anything online. This is very much a concern that businesses have to think about. Vertical versus horizontal conflict. A vertical conflict occurs between two different types of members in a channel. This would be if vertical conflict happens, two different types of members. So it would be between an agent or a wholesaler, or a wholesaler and a consumer. The two different members. A horizontal conflict occurs between organizations of the same type. One type of horizontal conflict that is much more difficult to manage is dumping, practice of selling a large quantity of goods at a price too low to be economically justifiable in another country. So those conflicts can either arise when new online retailers come up, little small retailers that sell similar products, maybe not um, at the same quality of the original manufacturer, but it's similar. So for those consumers that are looking for lower cost efficient price and they're not really looking for quality, they're going to go with this person who's coming, the small manufacturer that's coming out with lower prices. So you see that in distribute marketing channels like Shein, um, Temu, and then versus Amazon or Macy's online, um, JCPenney online, other retailers that are already online. Achieving channel cooperation ethically. Emphasize the benefits of working together. Assure channel members of product genuineness. Provide channel members with promotional material. Educating channel members on the products and selling techniques. Offer channel partners monetary incentives. Avoid channel stuffing, moving product into the channel to record sales. Handle pricing issues in an ethical and legal manner. Channel integrations. A vertical marketing system is another way to foster cooperation in a channel. And this is when members formally agree to closely cooperate with one another. A vertical marketing system can also be created by one channel member taking over the functions of another member. This is a form of disintermediation known as vertical integration. Vertical integration can be forward or downstream. Backward integration occurs when a company moves upstream in the supply chain, that is toward the beginning, so toward the producer, right, the manufacturer. In a conventional marketing system, the channel members have no affiliation with one another. All the members operate independently. A horizontal marketing system is one in which two companies at the same channel level agree to cooperate with one another to sell their products or to make the most of their marketing opportunities. This is sometimes called horizontal integration. So two grocery stores agree, okay, we're going to go with this wholesaler or distributor so that we can sell this bread in both of our stores. So we're at the end. Hopefully that was shorter than the other previous presentations. If you have any questions, please reach out to me and remember those extra credit questions. Okay, have a nice evening.